Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I want this to be a very casual vlog style video where I'm just catching up with you all. I did get some questions about my work transition, how it's going and things like that. So wanted to sit down here and answer those questions. If you're new here, I'm Shelly. Welcome to my channel. You might be a little bit confused about what I'm talking about. I will link a video up here in the cards and in the description so you can check it out. In a nutshell, I did just go through a pretty big work transition where I left my full-time job. I actually am only working part-time now and I'm focusing that other spare time to content creating for YouTube and also on other social media platforms. Basically, the reason why I'm making this video is to be helpful. After I posted that I left my full-time job to spend more time to create content, I did get a lot of great supportive comments and DMs. So I did just want to thank you all for your nice messages and support. I honestly didn't realize that I inspired anyone in that kind of way, but I think it's really cool. And so the purpose of me making this video is to be a little bit more helpful. Some of you have been wondering what I've been up to and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would sit down and chat a little bit about that today. Since this is just going to be a chatty video, feel free to get a drink or a snack and sit down and we can catch up. So one of the questions that I've been getting is how has it been going? So overall, I would say that everything is going really well. I think the biggest part for me about the transition was figuring out how to use the time that I now had within the day. And I think that's something that I'm still tweaking here and there. Although I will say when I was working full time, I can't say that I was like a pro at like using all of my time wisely during the day either, because as many of us know, when we are working in a corporate environment, we got a lot of distractions, emails coming in, the phone's ringing, someone's talking to us. So while I don't necessarily have as much of that going on in my day, I do tend to find that I will remember things throughout the day. I have been discovering that I've been finding new distractions to take me away from my work or take me into another alternate direction. So I'm trying to be a little bit better about writing down a few priorities that I really want to get done that day and getting those things done. Honestly, I'm not really someone who like guilt trips myself when I don't get something done, because I do know there's another day that I can do that. And so to wrap that up, I think it just really comes down to planning, and I'm still tweaking and figuring out what works best for me. Some really great things that I noticed though is something that I feel like maybe I just never had the like mental space and also the time during the day to think through some of these things. I really feel like once I left full-time work and I had more time to just kind of like take a step back, look at my brand and YouTube content, Instagram content, and really think about like what I've been doing with that. What is like the common theme throughout, like as far as topics that I talk about? Do I want to change any of that? And how do I want to move forward? Those were always thoughts that were like floating around in my brain at like rapid speed, just kind of going in and out. And I never really had a chance to take a step back, sit down and really like look at everything from a higher level. And so I really felt like this time away from work and worrying about like all the things that I have to do for the rest of the week and what's due and all that kind of stuff. Since those things were no longer as much in my brain, it's almost like I unlocked this other whole portion of my brain that, you know, now could sort all of those things out. It's just so interesting to me because I have seen other like articles, videos where we kind of talk about needing to take a break, step away from things in order for us to get like better ideas, to be able to focus more on our work and make that, you know, that time that we're spending count without spending like additional time that we may not have needed to spend had we got enough like rest and like a mental break and all that kind of stuff. And I did believe that all of those things were true, but I think it's very different once you're actually experiencing it for yourself. And so that was a giant aha moment for me. And I would just say I'm so glad all of that happened. I feel like I'm clearer on a lot more things. I'm not sure if that comes across just yet in my content. It might take some time. This literally happened like a week or two ago. So this might be more so like on a go forward basis. But the other thing that I thought was really cool is all of these really great ideas just started coming to mind about other projects and things that I might want to be working on. So what I mean by that is perhaps you may see from me at some point in the future. I'm at the very beginning stages, but there may potentially be a product involved and stuff like that. So this is definitely a really interesting time for me. I feel like before quitting my job, you know, in the last few months or even a year ago, this would have been like huge risk that I never would have taken. But for some reason now I have become more comfortable with it, and I am definitely looking forward to exploring some other options. I'm super excited and I hope you guys are too. So another question that I got is, what do I like or not like about full-time corporate work? So honestly, the thing that I don't like is driving there, like the commute. It's definitely something that would take a lot of time in my day. If I left 5 minutes late, 5 to 10 minutes later, it probably would have doubled my commute. That's the kind of traffic that I deal with. So yeah, for those of you who don't live in Hawaii or you don't live on Oahu, we got some crazy traffic here. Our traffic has been compared to LA traffic before. So yeah, driving into work and finding the parking in the area that I worked in was particularly difficult. So I would say that's the top thing I didn't like about corporate work. Obviously the pandemic happened. I wasn't going into the office as much anymore. But I do like being around in like an office setting and having coworkers and all that kind of stuff. So if in the future and if need be, if I did have to have a commute and like looking for parking and all that stuff again, it wouldn't be off the table. But I don't think anybody really likes being in traffic. I'm thinking some people out there probably wanted a juicier answer from me, but that's really all I got. I know that depending on what people like and don't like about corporate work really depends on the person. I know people who are perfectly happy and perfectly fine with what the corporate world offers to them as far as like job opportunities and things like that. And I guess for me right now, what I'm looking for, ways I want to learn, things I want to learn, is just not super aligned with like the kind of career and the job that I was in. So really this is just me taking a step back and like exploring those other options and different learning opportunities so that I can either decide on another route to go down or say like, hey, actually that other stuff's not for me and maybe I should go back. So an example for that would be, I was working in the field of human resources. It's a lot of like spreadsheets, data, and other stuff. And what I was really hoping to learn a little bit more about is the creative side. So marketing and brand work is really going outside of HR data, and just depending on the size or type of your organization, it's pretty uncommon for you to be able to like have that amount of flexibility with the track that you're going down and what you're able to learn. There are definitely needs of the business, and that's why you may be in a particular role. I definitely understand there are like needs every business has, and the role that they hired me was the role that they needed somebody to do. So sometimes there were opportunities for me to like dabble in something else, but I think the amount that I wanted to do that, like the extent of that, and you know, my desire to go and learn something else was really the driver for me changing my career. The thing that I like about corporate work is being around other people, learning from them, and learning how like large organizations work as far as like all the departments and how they come together. I think that kind of knowledge is just invaluable, and I'm happy that I have that as I go into this new chapter of my career. Another question I got was, what is the biggest thing that I had to adjust to? And that would be my schedule. Since I'm not working full-time anymore, I'm working less hours, my mornings felt super compressed, like, oh my gosh, I have to get like all this stuff done and I can't save it for like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Something that I also realized is I work better under pressure. Like I'm more productive when I'm under pressure from somebody else. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who don't like to have pressure in their work. And I don't mean to say pressure in a bad way. I actually I like being productive, and I feel like that pressure really gets me going and motivated. So I'm definitely not meaning that in a negative kind of way. Basically, what I'm saying is when it's just up to me, I'm way more relaxed on myself. I tend to find all kinds of distractions that take me down some other paths, and then I become a little bit inefficient. At the end of the day, it's really important for me to put out a good product and not be delayed on it. I don't like missing deadlines or being late. I'm that person that shows up early to everything. So hopefully all of those things internally keep me on track moving forward and helps me to build something super cool. You also wanted to know if I have any new hobbies or what I have been doing in my free time now. So I wish I could say I was picking up some pretty amazing hobbies, but I'm not. In a nutshell, I read a lot, I listened to a lot of books, listened to a lot of podcasts, watched a lot of Netflix, and that was when I decided I would take a little like break, a mental vacation, if you will. But now that I am recharged, I have actually been doing a lot of research online. There are some product-based businesses that I may be interested in getting into. So that's something that I've been putting my time towards, figuring out all of those different things that I might need to get done if I do want to produce product, and looking at materials and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So that's not quite a hobby, but my entrepreneurial spirit is coming out a little bit more. So that's making me really happy, feeling really good, getting a lot of great ideas. Anyways, so I'm just really excited about that, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I hope you all are interested in coming along with me. I don't have anything set in stone or anything really like rolling yet, but definitely will let you all know. All right, well, that's all the questions that I have. Thank you so much for watching this video. video. Let me know if you have any other questions down below, and also any requests for future videos. If you want to follow me along on my journey and see some other content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!